Welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 15th of June for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, you can chat to me daily on Twitter at Horoscope Ace directly, or you can join Elisa and I for our daily astrology and tarot show, which is proving hugely popular by seeing the playlist beneath this video. You can also grab yourself your free daily horoscope every single day of the week. This week is a time of transition. We've had a huge welter of Gemini energy. It's going to continue because for most of this week, the Sun is still in Gemini. The North Node continues in the sign of Gemini for some months. And of course, Venus, the planet of relating, because of its retrograde, is going to be in Gemini through to the 7th of August. So the Gemini season is not completely at a close, but we are going to see a shift of emphasis. This begins with Mercury in the sign of Cancer going into retrograde on Thursday. Now, it's not going to emerge from retrograde until the 12th of July. Now, all the usual cautionary notes apply. You know, check your emails, your documentation, anything you're purchasing. Scrutinize it in a very precise way. If you're booking anything, relying on tickets or automation or technology, again, there can be the potential for some glitches. But also there can be cross wires. And of course, Cancer is about emotions, and Mercury is not at its best in this sign. It's a 10-week transit, so it's huge. So really and truly, we need to get used to the fact that people are going to be sharing more of their feelings, manifesting their feelings, but how we share things is not always how it's received. And that can be the challenge of Mercury retrograde. But with the Sun moving on Saturday into Cancer and the stunning solar eclipse, which occurs on Sunday, that's going to provide a backdrop of energy for 6 long months. So what does this all mean? Well, I think the Gemini energy is still continuing to encourage us to stay connected. And in our response to COVID, that could happen more from technology. So that can become a sort of more ongoing part of our life purpose. And of course, it has been getting stronger and stronger over the last 20 years or so anyway. But the Cancer energy is just reminding us that we're all human beings, and just working through the prism of computing or technology isn't going to meet all our needs. We need fraternity, and that means closeness. Cancer is governed by the moon. It is a cardinal sign. That means it's a leader, but of course it's also the element of water. So having Mercury going backwards here suggests there may be times when our thoughts are dominated by emotional issues, but it can be more difficult to share exactly how we feel. So what I feel the eclipse is encouraging us to do is try to find some traction and to bring a greater focus to the need for nurture, for caring into our existences. But there is a catch on this eclipse, and that is that it's forging a really tricky angle to Saturn, the planet of structure. So that's in the cool, detached sign of Aquarius. But it can act as a bit of a counterpoint, if you like, to the more emotional energy that the Cancer eclipse can bring. But I think essentially we are going to have a period of time where some people are going to conform to what we need more, to the wider needs of society, and some people are going to want to break out. Now, if you want to get the inside track on this, please check out my solar eclipse video. I'll put the link for this underneath this one. But in terms of this week's particular events, I think if you have been trying to manifest something, an idea, and you want to form it up into something more substantive, this is a great opportunity. There's no doubt about that. But it has to work in a feeling sense. It can't just be an idea that's ventilated only through the element of air. So it has to have structure, it has to be workable. And that's what the Cancer energy is really asking us to address. But if you are wanting to link up with people that are close to you, or think about our family affairs, or moving, I think it is obvious at this time that we could encounter some headwinds. I think there's going to be things to do with the oceans, rivers, waterways. Perhaps we're going to see a drought. Perhaps we're going to see an excess of rain that we're not expecting. But anything to do with travel or communications can definitely be affected by the more emotional and some would say subjective transit of Mercury through the sign of Cancer. But stay with me for your individual forecast for each zodiac sign. Your specific forecast, Leo, shows that there's been a lot of connectivity around your friendships, your group associations, and also your longer term planning, with all the energy in that Gemini season, which has been so prevalent of late. But there is a big shift this week. It is going to get much more reflective for you, and you might be surprised by what happens between now and the end of July. Someone that has been out of touch can be in touch, or you can get the inclination to reconnect with someone. A much more sentimental phase of the year is going to begin. And also, the solar eclipse, which occurs on Sunday, suggests that from now through to the 14th of December, the next solar eclipse, you could find yourself clearing up lots of loose ends. But these loose ends may not necessarily be ones that you're consciously aware of just now, because the subconscious is such a powerful thing, and something that may have slipped your mind or have seemed not in your direct gaze of late could work its way back into the front of your thinking over the next 6 months. So how do you deal with this? Well, I certainly think it is important to be mindful of the role of Saturn, because as much as this psychological energy is coming in, it's likely to show itself most of all around a relationship matter. Or if you're in a relationship where you don't feel that you're really nurtured at quite a deep and spiritual level, it could make you think very carefully about what you want. So it's a big shift this week for sure. And of course, with Jupiter and Pluto still also pushing you to think again about what you do around your work situation, or where you're most invested in that regard, some of the deep thinking that you might do could be around that as well. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you'd like to ascend above your zodiac sign and embrace real astrology, please check out my written reports beneath this video. You can grab yourself a combination of 12-month forecast, character analysis for 30% off, and gain so many insights above just what zodiac sign you are. Or you can choose to have a one-to-one with me. Please see the testimonials below. But for now, take care, keep safe, and good luck.